Hey, what's up, guys? This is Sinato. This is the first time I'm doing a whole playthrough of just something, just generic. Quick word. The whole Smite video stuff. I'm just not doing that anymore because the game sucks, to be honest. And it really took a lot out of me. So my wife kind of gave me advice of just play games and have fun. So that's what I'm gonna do. And she told me to start with this game called the Stanley Parable. I have never heard of it. And apparently it's a game within a game within a game within a game, and it's supposed to be it's supposed to screw with your mind. And right off the bat, it actually threw me off with how this is. So hopefully the audio is good. I have the master volume kind of low, but I also have captions on, so that should be good. Anything else on this? You excited?
But it's not a game within a game within a game.
It's
You'll
not?
understand what it is.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Sounds like such a boring
This is what employee
job.
427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Huh?
And then one
do you,
day,
boo-boo.
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
He got benefits.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked,
I love the
frozen
narrator.
solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
What if I don't? Does he get mad at me?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Am I in heaven? Sheila! John! Bimbo!
That coffee.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I entered the door on my left. That right door's looking mighty fine. I'll play along. Or will I?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay, that's cool. All the offices are empty. That is terrifying.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Nice.
But eager to get back to business,
Yeah.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Okay, I'll follow directions. I'm sorry. Oh god, that was hilarious. For misuse of cargo lift. For jumping off of cargo lift. You're gonna get penalized for jumping off? Can I jump?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Okay, who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay. Dark room. I don't like dark room. This isn't a jump scare type game. Oh, shit.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Okay. How do I clicked and it worked. You know, he sounds like Patrick Stewart.
A little bit.
420.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
Bread out of the
Okay,
oven.
there we go.
Pregnant.
All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Yikes.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come
Okay.
inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I don't like this. Hi,
This
beautiful
is a very sad
wife.
story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? Press G on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every
did
button that
nothing.
he pushes is a reminder of the
You picked a really
inconsequential
weird
nature of his
Path
existence.
for your first playthrough.
I'm sorry? Press Z. What if I want to press Q? Does nothing. Z.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Press L.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Dang. Press I to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about
Where'd my
his
TV
own
go?
job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss,
really picked a weird,
everyone in the
like,
building had
a
suddenly
weird route for your
vanished
first one.
off
Yeah,
the face
well,
of the
because I
earth.
didn't want to follow
The
directions.
thought excited him terribly.
Press Z to spend time with the
The
boys. Yeah.
He went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
G to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
Okay.
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Huh. Roll credits. Tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Tell your wife you love her.
There is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing
I was
is
gonna say I
pushing
love
the
you, but she's
same
gone.
buttons he always has. Nothing has
love you.
changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
Go to sleep. I want a nap.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop.
Hey,
Here,
I'm sorry I didn't
watch
follow
this.
your damn
Stanley,
directions.
the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh. Oh, I want to press that button.
You see?
I pressed the
Can he
button.
just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
Oh, that's...
How can I get him to see what I see?
Yeah, it's pretty
How can
dark.
I make him look at himself?
Mirror? To question nothing.
I suppose
Aha!
I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die. Oh my
Stanley
gosh.
pushed a button. And I tried again.
Picture of
And
the
Stanley
dark
pushed a
route.
button.
Yeah.
And I tried.
What happened?
You died.
Oh. Okay, I'm dead. So now it starts over?
Mhm.
Okay.
And you can take a different route.
Okay, well, first thoughts on the first initial playthrough. That was weird. Not at all what I was expecting. I thought it was supposed to be like a mind game or something. Now it's just depressing.
Because you chose like a really depressing route.
Oh, I just wanted to not do as the random voice in my head decided to tell me.
Yeah, there are other ways to do that though. When you picked like the worst.
All right,
line.
fine. Dang, I'll
To
listen.
start
Okay,
All
this
his
time,
co-workers were gone.
I will
What could it
listen
mean?
and do everything
Stanley
he says.
decided to go to...
It's gone. Blah blah blah.
Let's put it this way: like one of the achievements for Stanley Parable is not playing Stanley Parable for 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, not opening the game, no, nothing. Just
When Stanley came to a
And you
set
can't
of
cheat
2
it
open
either.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Listening first. Okay. Meeting room floor Monday weekly targets and marketing Monday blah 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 mergers ideas. That's boring. 8 bird. Do not after without consulting whiteboard manager.
altered
Oh, do not alter without. I'm stupid.
whiteboard manager.
Uh,
Must be a great job.
that is a fantastic job. Get Chris out of the broom closet. What happened? What happened to Chris? Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the target. Okay, that's blurred out at the bottom. Well, no, that's wiped off. Okay. Rate at which charts on the same. Earlier said. Oh, it's going through stuff. Of increase in graphs per slide. No more charts, please. I'm big. What the? Oh, okay. Appreciation man. On your boss appreciation minute, circle the top 20 things you love most about your job. Fill out that triplicate and return your boss applicant. Okay. Do I want to read all this? Why did we hire you? Okay, I want to read all this now. Kind of person. Nature, success, transcend, plant life, football, spring break, less air. Wait, what? Less air? Talk less, do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let a ball up inside you, take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers, resent coworkers for not supporting you. That is so true. Using slides to assure employer that everything is okay.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all.
I'm
He
sorry.
seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything.
Okay, I'll
This is why
continue.
Stanley and I are on such good terms.
I'm sorry. Chris, you in the broom closet? Oh my god, I can click things.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay. Sorry.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, doing everything you say, even though I really want to go the opposite way. Can't open that now that I realize I can click things. Oh, this is fancy. Executive bathroom. Dang. Okay. What's this? Ah. Oh, those are phones. I'm dumb.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Thank you, voice in the head. 2845. Said it was behind the desk. Oh, there it is. I'm stupid. So 2845.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Whoa. I just want to go ahead and say that camera all the way up there, awful. It's pointing at, like, just right here. Like, you can't even see me. That is bad. Let's see who enters, though. Alright, is my boss a super secret agent? Are they throwing a slumber party? Okay. I want to see how far you can get in. Okay. This is way more interesting than the first route. Loading, 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 loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay. The fuck? Okay, I just want to say I'm terrified right now.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape.
Seems legit.
Whose boss doesn't have a mind control area?
I mean, I'm curious now.
The lights rose on an enormous room.
Yo, is
packed
this
with
Cerebro from
television
the X-Men?
screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I could still escape, but you had my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Fired.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
Yo!
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals.
This is a mega
reduced to
boss.
Images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this
My bigger
place
question
where
is,
freedom
what kind
meant
of company
nothing.
does he work for? That needs this much security.
I don't know. All I do is press buttons. I know. It controls the Matrix. No, seriously, this is a scene from the Matrix. It's weird.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Honestly, it's
Had
cool.
Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah, just about.
No. He refused to believe it. He
Okay,
couldn't accept
my
it.
theory
His
is
own
that the
life
dude-
in someone else's
the voice in my
control?
head
Never. It was unthinkable.
is the boss.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Because if he's mind
Had he
controlling me,
truly
then
spent his entire
telling me where
life
to go right here.
utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. How do I do that? Should I get in the middle of this? Pretty. How do I dismantle the controls? Push all the pretty buttons. Okay, I feel like pushing all the buttons is another ending. Ooh, big red button. Man, I give up. I'm just gonna go in the next room. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't even know what that's supposed to accomplish. Yo, this is the scene from Incredibles.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power,
Okay.
he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Okay. Wait, hold on. What am I supposed to do?
Turn the power off to stop the.
So turn it off. It's on? Sorry, there's so little lights. I'm just hoping. Okay, I see some.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Was it over?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Wasn't really
Freedom
hard.
was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other
So the
mysteries did
different
this strange
endings will
building
reveal
hold?
that stuff.
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered
This
to
is just
him,
one ending
for it
path
was
ending.
not knowledge or
Okay.
even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped
That's pretty.
through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin,
And then that's when
The
I turn
feeling
around
of
and go to
liberation.
escape.
the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
But where do I go?
Away. That's about it.
Away.
That's about all the information you get.
Huh. Okay, I'm gonna do this one more time for the video.
Pulling books off the shelf, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
I'm so sorry, narrator.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I like that. That's nice. I was trying to speed ahead.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passage.
I'm sorry, narrator. I just wanted to see a different ending.
Control facility.
Okay, I'm gonna escape instead this time.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh, okay.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Not gonna do it.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Okay. Did I just fall to my death?
Yes.
No, I didn't. Oh. This is so
As the
creepy.
machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
Oh my gosh.
he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like cutting the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Nope. Go back to the other Adam. Whoa.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Okay. Whoa.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh, look, it's the credits. That's cute. Turn all these off. Button sounds. The selection of sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. I like how the first one was like, eh. It's just a museum. That is so cute. And flaming cabinets.
Trialing.
Oh, yeah, I read that so fast. Office clock. This is such a boring museum. I can hear him.
Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him? For all his
Outtakes.
button pushing. Does that sound plausible?
Given brightening the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game, roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Alright, this is a pretty cool ending. Okay, I take back about what I said about this being boring. So it's basically just a bunch of concept art and random stuff. Just fleshed out a little cute museum. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Freedom ending. Alright. So what, does this right here tell me all the different endings too? More of a freedom ending. Countdown room. Countdown. It is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Oh, you bet I'm doing that again. Game design mock-up. This is really cool. Alright. Skip ahead to me starting over. Okay, so this time...
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Okay, this time I kind of want to go to the countdown thing.
When
And
Stanley
just
came to
do...
a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
I want to
on
do
his
the
left.
countdown, and then I'll take the stairs down. I don't know
Yet
really
there was not
much
a single
else of
person
what
here
else I
either.
want to do. Maybe
Feeling a
when I
wave
take
of
the stairs down, I'll
disbelief,
have more options.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase,
So I'll
Stanley
check out the
walked upstairs
countdown
to
thing
his
first.
boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look,
Thank
it's
God.
a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Cool surprise. I like that. I like how it just rushes through it now, because I did not want to hear all that again.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Nice.
Controls labeled with
Okay,
emotions.
so I'm gonna click
Happy
5
or sad
first.
or content. Walking, eating, working.
I don't
all
think
of
the
it
sounds
monitored and
matter.
commanded from this very place.
So,
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
We'll wait till he's done.
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
cool. All right.
That's another choice
5.
that you can make. You can turn it on. So.
I was thinking about doing that too. I was probably gonna do that if this literally led to nothing, but I think it will. I have no idea what to do about that.
You might have to unlock something somewhere else to figure out what's going on.
Maybe. In that case, I'm gonna turn on the power. See what happens.
And when at last he found the source of... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yes,
After
I
they
did.
kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Well, that's
Control?
creepy.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave.
Can I turn it off
If
now?
you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Cool.
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode,
Oh, that's cool.
eliminating the entire complex.
Wow.
How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
Now you have to
Oh,
do
this
the
is
numbers.
much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Okay.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
Yes.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
Yes, that'd be nice.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them.
Ooh.
I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
Incorrect.
But I'm
Re-enter
sure
code.
whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
Letter, word,
My
phrase, or
goodness,
gesture
only
into another
34
form or
seconds
agreement.
left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
Okay.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why
There's no
not?
other monitors.
These are
On the other
precious
monitors?
additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
There's like a
Oh
green
dear
glow
me,
on
what's the
some of
matter,
other
Stanley?
monitors.
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it
Green?
off?
So
I
maybe
mean,
a green
look at
button?
you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button.
Incorrect.
Or this door.
That was
Everything,
wrong.
anything, something here will
One.
save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
So
but here's
yellow.
a spoiler for you.
That's not
That
yellow.
timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just
Maybe yellow
seconds
by
ticking
the
away
big
to your
button?
death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless, to see you made humble. This is not a challenge, it's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until
Go
a
back
big
to
boom
my
and then
thing.
nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part
No,
of the
I'll
joke.
figure it out.
And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Huh. Okay, so there's something that you gotta do right there, and I have no idea what it is. But now that I know that there are screens, I can figure it out. I'm probably gonna have to leave it here, though. So next time, I'm gonna go down the stairs, figure out what's doing that, and then I'm gonna go back to that control room, and I'm gonna, like, mess around with the buttons and try to figure out what's going on. So, till next time, thank you for watching. See you on Sonata.